Standing still means falling behind, especially in business. Nowadays, technology has made it so easy for your smallest competitor to become your worst enemy practically overnight. And although every company should invest in becoming more future-proof, we've identified 3 specific company types that should really look into becoming more of a future-proof organization. We know that future-proof organizations have 3 common traits. 1, they have the future-proof brain, which is a clear vision on the future, a larger-than-life mission, and a solid plan or strategy forward. The second thing they have in common is a future-proof body, a lean, agile structure, the right people with the right skills on the boat, and a fleet model which combines that big boat with smaller startups. Finally, future-proof organizations have the right heart or the right culture, which symbolizes involvement, experimentation, and cannibalization. Based on these 3 traits, we see 3 different company types which predominantly lack one of these specific areas. Let me walk you through them. The first company type is the jug company. The jug company has a great body and they have the right intentions. They have a future-proof heart, but they lack the future-proof brain. They are lacking total direction. Companies like the jug are Snapchat. In startup land, you see that they're falling behind. They're not really finding the right business model today, which shows that they don't really have the right strategy in place. On the other side, you see the companies that are doing a lot. These companies do corporate venturing. They start working together with a lot of startups. They're just all over the place without a real strategic way forward. These companies are the jug companies. And personally, I like the jug companies the most, and I think these are the best armed to combat digital disruption. They're already doing a lot of things because they have the body, and they're doing it for the right reasons, because they have the right heart. The only thing that a jug company needs to do is strategize. Take 1 step back to take 2 steps forward. And that's my advice for a jug company. The second type of companies we see is monk companies, where we saw that jug companies lacked the brain. A monk company is lacking the body. We see that jug companies are running all over the place and monks just keep on meditating. Back in Europe, we see that a lot of corporates are suffering from what we call ponderitis. We see that meetings have to be prepared by pre-meetings and have to be followed up by follow-up meetings, meaning that a lot of ideas just get stuck in the ponderitis process. This is the best symptom of a company that we call the monk company. Monk companies lack a total sense of execution. They're not structured in a way for lean execution of their ideas. Another example of monk type of organizations are governments, because they are typically organized in a way that hinders fast execution and rapid experimentation. Maybe Dubai is the only exception for this when it comes to governments not being monks. Our advice for monk companies is to just do stuff. You have the right strategy in place. Don't be afraid. You have a plan, you have the mission, and you have the right intentions. The only thing you should do now is make sure you go ahead. The fastest way for a monk company to become future-proof is to invest in corporate venturing. Let smaller companies guide you the way in your rapid execution. Bring in people with other skills and other talents in your typical organization, and you will see that miracles will happen. And this way, a monk company can become future-proof pretty quickly. The third company type is ego companies. Think about the Nike sweatshops, think about Steve Jobs' reign under Apple, and think about the Dieselgate scandal, and you probably can figure out what ego companies are all about. They mix a very strong body with a very smart brain, which makes it super dangerous for them to be in business. Up until the last decade, they could basically get away with murder. But nowadays, with the rise of social media, that isn't true anymore. In the occasion of excruciating employees or not caring about customers, people just grab their phones, go on Twitter and tweet what is on their mind. So ego companies don't have a fast track to success anymore. Our advice for an ego company: stand still, be honest with yourself and look in the mirror. Are you truly customer centric? Are you really caring about your employees? Most probably you are not truly doing this. So really make sure that everything that you're doing from now on puts both the customer and the employee at the heart. And you, as a very strong company, with the combination of your brain and your heart, will become future-proof quite quickly. So the three company types are the jock, who is running around without any clear direction, the monk, who is over-strategizing instead of executing, and the ego, who's concerned about anything but employee and customer centricity. You should think about which one of these company types symbolizes you the best. We all have our flaws in business, but it's very important to keep working on them in order to become more future-proof. Because remember, standing still means falling behind, especially nowadays in business. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay updated about digital transformation. If you want more info about us, visit www.duvalunionconsulting.com and find out how we future-proof organizations.